Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Wartide has finally responded to us after all the feedbacks we gave. And for those of you who have not read the feedback, basically this is basically their answers. Okay, so basically they're gonna go over some Q&A, and the first uh, one of the question is, there's too many things going on in this update. That's basically this package is too big for some players to handle, and they said they understand and they're sorry for that, and they will in the future trying to space it out a little bit before they make such a huge change. This one doesn't. It didn't. The update itself didn't bother me. The amount of material in there is fine, but I know some players out there kind of couldn't comprehend it because there's just too many things going on and it overwhelms them, and that's fair. And plus, if they release maybe in smaller chunks at a time, it also keep players more entertained, give them something to do, and on top of that, it probably give them more time to kind of iron out more of the bugs. Because this update was big and it came with a lot of bugs, so that's what one thing that would have helped them more if they focus on one thing at a time and just smooth it out a little bit, so not many problem comes in when it's time to release the update. The next question is, I hate the new troop system. Can we change it? Okay, so this is where everybody's been waiting. Um, let's see what they have to say. So their answer is, we understand it's a big change and it's hard to adopt a brand new system, particularly a system that you may have previously mastered. That's true. We all basically used to have the previous system. It's a lot easier. They said the change requires you to restart farming on troops, which can be very frustrating. So we discussed the design for weeks before we started working on the revamp and truly believe it's the best direction by allowing us to stretch our creative legs more often in the future. We plan to add more events to allow farming troop relic more quickly. We plan to add new function to allow reassigning troops for free under circumstances. In general, we want to keep the system as is, but makes it less punishing for exploring new strategies. So they are admitting that it was kind of rough on how the system. I mean, it's really smart to implement a system with troops and different abilities and all that stuff. That's great. I mean, that just makes this game so much more interesting. I'm sure nobody complains about that. But however, the downside is that they admitted to this is that they didn't they didn't think it was going to be this tough to get the for troop grinding. So they promised that they're going to get more events out to allow us to get more relics quickly. So I hope that's gonna. I hope the event's gonna come out is gonna be really really good, because right now the way it is definitely very challenging, and I hope the new event also contains legendary troops. And I really hope that it's not the type of event where you spend special heroic tokens to buy like one troop for like 120 hero tokens, because that will not make up for um the current problems. I hope it's more of a increased drop event, or just something that just give us much more than what we have now. I mean, I don't mind even spending 120 heroic token to buy five of the Astro Troop relics or something like that. You just make things much cheaper to get, to kind of help balance out the with the previous before the update. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And also, again, they did admit that it's a pain in the butt to reassign troop because food. So under certain circumstances, they're gonna allow it to do it for free, and that's definitely a must. Um, Before, when I thought it was just one troops can be assigned to multiple heroes, I don't mind to have to cost food to do that, because and you're not gonna really reassign the troops that often. So we'll have to see what circumstances they're talking about. And on top of that, the only thing that kind of keeps me worried is if the system remains the way it is. Okay, every time you open a gold chest, for those of you who have not opened one, if you open one a gold chest, you will get either sometimes you get troop relics, sometimes you actually unlock the troop itself. And right now in the gold chest, the chance of unlocking a you get basically when you open the gold chest, there's a pretty high chance of you getting a 1-star troop. that actual troops, not the relics. So that means you unlock the whole troop itself, and then what you have to do next is farm for those relics to make that troops to 5 stars. And I'm happy that there's a high drop rate for them, but the problem that I see going down the road in the future is that when because we can have unlimited amount of the same type of troops, and over time when you keep opening gold chests and keep opening and opening, you're gonna have a ton of 1 star troops sitting in your inventory not used at all because we're gonna be focused on a few and that's about it. So it gets to a point where you're gonna have so many troops accumulated in your inventory, it's gonna take a lot of space actually. It's gonna get to a point where it's no longer user friendly. The interface at least. You're gonna have to scroll through a ton of troops just to find one particular troop that you need, and that's gonna become. I can definitely see that become a problem. Right now, not many of us have troops um, to use, and so it's not a problem yet. But I can see, a few months down when people start pumping, gold chests out, they're gonna fill the whole troop inventory with just massive amount of troops of the same type, and they're gonna take up a lot of space. So maybe, hopefully, they will address that issues uh, and just not letting it pile up like that because it's not fun. Okay, so the next question is, why is unbinding a rune so expensive? So they talk about the rune binding cost is high because we design it as a premium features on top of rune binding, which is free for all. Okay, there needed to be a risk for the reward. While we don't plan to reduce the cost, we plan to add new monthly event to allow unbinding each rune once for free. This will allow you to try a new strategy and to give obsolete runes to new heroes without a cost. That's that's fine. I'm down with that. And on top of that, one thing they did not mention is um and they have confirmed this, so I'm not making this stuff up. But Nolan has actually said that not only that, if let's just say they nerf a hero, Hiromi for example, if Hiromi gets nerfed, then they will allow you to unbind all the runes from her for free. So that way you can use it somewhere else and you can plan your strategy. We do everything without hurting you. Um, so and people got let me see if they answer that question somewhere. Oh, there it is at the bottom. I guess we'll get back to that then. Why is Realm? And another thing about the room is that if they don't make it expensive, there's going to be a lot of rerolls on rune stats, and people will take advantage of that system. So I that's fine. I don't really care. It's cost fine. I know it's a little bit expensive, um, but the only thing I don't see this gonna be a big problem because what they're gonna address next. Okay, what the main problem is people right now can't find can't find mana as much as before. So it gets really so that's why people are kind of angry about this. But they promise that they're going to release more events. That's going to increase a lot more resources for us and basically just to kind of balance everything out. So and they said this multiple times, so I'm sure they're going to do what they said in the future. So just kind of wait up and see. The next question is, why is Realm Legends harder now? Can you make it easier? Why is Gold Loot Dwellers so little? Plus, remove the rune drops. So the answer is we want to let you know that the current tier 15 rune drop is rate is equivalent to original tiers 20. So they did not. So they kind of make it a little bit easier to get the better runes at tier 15. You that what that means is that you can actually get rune 5-star runes now from tier 15, which you couldn't before, or a very, very low chance. And then says you will see 100% 5-star rune drop from new tier 20. So you ever make it to tier 20, for those of you up there, I'm jealous. That means it's going to be pretty much 5-star all the time. And this was not the case before, and I can definitely confirm that because I have beat tier 20 multiple times in the past and get like 4-star crappy runes. So that's I guess they just make it a little bit harder to earn better reward, which is fine. No big deals. Eventually we'll figure it. We'll work together and figure out a strategy how to beat the the realm bosses, so no worries. And then they said they don't have any plans to adjust the realm difficulties. Okay, for Dweller's Vaults, the reason we did not increase gold significantly because of the gem reward were added. So yeah, you do get a little bit more gems now when you beat the Dwellers. So I guess that's a way that they give for players to farm for gems if they decide to go for free to play. So you could technically farm gems all day, just use all your food there. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's doable. So I can't really argue with anything like that. So that's fine. More gems before, just more ways of getting gems, and that's I'm all down for that. I'm sure a lot of people are too. And then lastly, they said we plan to add even more events to give you more resources, gold, and mana farming. They kind of added that last sentence to this, but on the Discord chat they really emphasize that's going to probably from what it sounds, there's going to be a lot more gold and mana drops. So hopefully they boost the gold and mana drop like when they first started the Raptors event, because man, you get tons and tons of mana and gold from those, and I was actually pretty happy. Now the drop has been decreased at least by a third or more. So hopefully that will change. Hopefully now they double it up. That will definitely make things a whole lot easier because gold mana right now not the easiest to get. And the last two things, um, can you stop nerfing some of the heroes? That's a question I always want to ask, and a lot of people probably ask too because they understand. Their response is that we understand you might have invested a lot into a particular heroes. Heck yeah, I did. And I'm sure a lot of people did, especially for the free to play ones. They invested a lot in the Budo heroes, or certain any hero. Honestly, any heroes, because it takes a lot of time to get something up working right. And then it says when the hero gets nerfed, it's not a cool experience. We try our best to avoid nerfing heroes, but you guys find new strategies that we never thought of, and sometimes that goes too far in games, and it can break the game basically. Um, this one, okay, I'm kind of at the edge on that. Yes, we do find new strategies because we have a lot more brain versus just all the developers' brain working together. There's gonna be something that's different, and then I guess they didn't intend it for it to happen. But the only thing is, I recommend is just test it and test it and test it before you release the hero, because that way we don't have this issue too much. If the hero is bugged, I definitely understand. You need to fix it. Okay, if the hero is bugged, then fix it. Um, but just make sure that when the hero is released is what it's truly intended for, and not gonna get flip flopped too much. Um, Another thing I would like to bring up about this is that they do nerf heroes, and they do buff heroes in the past. I think right now the legendary heroes, the Centaurians hero, they need a big buff. I mean, those guys are like, it's sad. Like Rhea is just terrible. I don't even know why she's a legendary. She should just be a regular hero. Um, Nestor is fine. He's pretty good. Atrax, he's pretty good. He's very tanky. Peltres, he's all right. He right now, I mean, he does do a little bit of damage, but compared to like Raugo or something, he is nowhere near. So I think he might need just a little tiny buff to make him a little bit stronger, because he's intended to be a DPS hero. And then what's the other one? Vesper. Yeah, she's not good either. Vesper and Rhea are like the worst of the two. I mean, the worst of the five, and they definitely need some buff, because there's really no point of even, honestly, if I were to get them in a chest or something today, I am not even gonna bother upgrading them because they're just weak. So that's another thing they need to do is nerf some, go ahead and buff some, because they some hero are really overdue for some buffs. And then this they follow up by saying most of them can be countered by new strategies, but some can become dominant and severely break the game balance. Okay, fine. Under those circumstances, we choose to nerf the heroes behind those strategies. And again, they kind of just explain why they nerf the heroes. and I still strongly encourage them to test it up more before they put the heroes out. In the future, we'll release a new function allowing all rooms to be nerfed. Basically, any room that already bind to the heroes and the heroes been nerfed, they will allow you to unbind for free. So that way, it doesn't punish you or me as much um, when that hero is maybe become useless after the nerf. Honestly, like for example, if somebody invested in like Hadrian, he used to be like the king of PvPs. He's a king of DPS, and then boom, a nerf comes in, and he's just any other hero now, basically. So, and for those of you even buying anything to him, that's gonna be pretty expensive because he's no longer that good. All right, last question. Why will my hero stats reduce after the patch? Well, they kind of talked about this before. Anyways, it was a bug. The formula wasn't doing its job. It wasn't giving you the actual damage that you're supposed to get. So they were actually inflated. You're actually doing a whole lot more damage than what you're supposed to, um, because of the formula that they had. So they just have to readjust the formula. That's why the hero looks a little bit weaker after the uh, patch. And I'm sure a lot of you have a question over that, and that's what it is. It's just a change in the formulas. And they talked about that before, so that's nothing new. Um, so that is currently it for all the Q and A's they got. This is kind of just to get it out there for all of us to see, because I know they know we all been sitting around and have been waiting for this new update. And I appreciate them bringing it out, kind of let us know what's to expect ahead of time. Um, so there's going to be, from what I see, there might be a little bit more about toward the Q and A again. I'm not sure when is going to be another Q and A, but it sounds from what Nolan said, there might be another Q and A pretty soon to answer some more of the questions that we have. But right now, there's really no point of raging or even getting mad. Um, at the current system, it's gonna stay the way it is. They will make changes to make things better, and I guess we should just kind of wait and see what the change is gonna be before we start getting back to it. I guess, but let's just wait and see before see what they have to say, because it sounds like they're gonna up a lot on the drop rates when it comes to relics, resources, all that stuff. So let's all hang tight, and hopefully they'll make the changes very soon and get us back up and rolling again. All right, that is it for this video. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.